Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone had a really nice weekend. This time I would like to show you how I basically start my ideas, so how I get my ideas going, and with example of some plugins that I came across the last weeks or last months that I always like to use to get some ideas started, because I think sometimes this can be one of the most difficult things in producing. It's just bringing a first idea into reality. So let's start. I just built very basic groove. Yes, so after I've done something like this, so I just have like a basic groove going that I'm kind of feeling, I always like to already put in the key or the scale that I'd like to work on. So I already have something that I can stick to. I think it's always better instead of just like trying to jam something around or putting a loop in. So I always prefer to have the key going and then work on from there. So to do that, I just basically built a pad first that has the main key of the track. For that you can use any instrument. Let's take the Jupiter. So let's choose any pad. Let's see what we can find. So first I choose the scale. Let's take G minor. I do this mostly with my Ableton push, but you could also go to MIDI effects and put in a scale MIDI effect. Just take you can also take the C minor one and then put it into G. Then you already know that you will always playing the notes of the G minor scale, so you can't play any like wrong notes. And so it's find a nice sound. I like this, it's quite deep. So quantize. This one. So I just leave it like this, play it in the background, maybe filter it out a bit more. And then maybe we can already play a little bassline so we get a bit of a groove going. Let's just take the operator from Ableton. I normally use only the first two oscillators, so the sub one and this one. this. So put the scale into 16th notes, then quantize, Command U, quantize. Then apply a groove. I have the MPC 16 groove. Yeah, that's okay for now. To show the example, I think that's totally alright. Let's get the ghost kick going. Nothing inside. Let's copy paste this one. This actually is quite a cool plugin. I will show you in a sec. That's okay for now, I think. So I always like to mix a little bit when I'm while I'm producing. I always think it belongs to the creative process of making a track. So as you can see here, in this kick that I've used, it's a Max for Live plugin. It's quite cool actually. I can show you. I just don't want to mess up the preset that I made here. So when you put it in, it has all these parameters, and you can change the decay, add some drive, change the pitch, add the click sound, attack, and so on. Sometimes I like to use it, not very often, but in this case I did it. So yeah, if you want to check it, go to Max for Live, Max Instruments. You can download it for free on the Ableton page, and then you go to DS Kick, this one. Yes. So as you can see here, because I thought the kick is a bit weak down low, so I gave it a push around 50 Hertz. Without, with. I always took a bit out of the knocky sound, was a bit too strong for me. So now when I work with the bass line, I try to give it a push in this area where I took something out of the kick. So this is a bit too high for the bass line, I think, but around 70 Hertz more or less. I think the bass line could need something there, and I take out a bit of the frequencies from there. Let's try it. Sometimes I also just take one of the presets from Ableton. For example, just take any you want to check. Let's take modern E-bass. Yeah, it's already sounds better. So yeah, it already gives a push here. I wouldn't push it here too much. It's not the original E-bass. Maybe cut it a bit more. Sounds not bad, why not? For now it's okay. So in this part of the creative process, I always like to play around with some plugins to create maybe some more interesting grooves with percussions or something like that, because now it's a cool groove going, but it's still quite boring. And there's one cool trick that I saw from a masterclass from Sweely, French producer, really nice tracks he's doing, and he basically uses the Vocoder plugin to create some really cool percussive kind of background textures. And yeah, I think it's worth to show this trick here as well. So for that you need one plugin, instrument, any you wanna take. We can also take the operator again. So you have the operator, then you have one audio line. Let's put it into this group as well. So now you have to choose one percussion groove which has a lot going on, so with a lot of sounds, lot of texture. Let's search for one. Let's stay here in this sample pack for my mate London Ground. Yeah, let's take this one. So now we have this groove going. I think we should first quantize the whole groove and put it into our swing. Trim it down a bit. Now what we're gonna do is we take the vocoder, and next up we take the operator. You just play one basic note. Best you play in the key of the track, which is G. Let's check this out. Can maybe even put it a bit lower. Let's take one octave lower. Then what you're gonna do is you go to MIDI effects. Yeah, you can again also put the scale, so you're sure it won't be played any other notes than in the scale of G minor. Then also turn off the oscillators. We just need this sinus tone from the first oscillator down here. Put on an Arpeggiator. So let's see what happens now. Then let's go to 16th notes. Let's take 2 steps. Or 3. Key, you can also put G here. Minor. No, here we don't need it. You can also put a random plugin. Sometimes it's cool. So now it gets a bit crazy, but we won't use this instrument itself. Maybe we can also put the velocity. For that we need to oscillator velocity, we don't need that. Now forget the velocity one, we just keep it like this. And next up, we go to our percussion that we use the vocoder. And now at this, on the left side, you can see the carrier. And here you can put an external and choose audio from which you want to carry the sound, this percussion sound that we have in here through the vocoder. In this case, it's 33 operator. And now you can hear what's played here. Here it's without swing, but here it's played in the groove of this percussion sound. Maybe work a bit with sound, you can change it, or maybe use a chorus to get a bit more texture. Let's see how it sounds with the groove. You also have to turn this one off, otherwise you will hear it. Sometimes it's also cool to use like a different groove, so it's like it's not a perfect 4/4 bar, so the movement changes slightly. Adds a little bit of reverb. Yeah, it works well, I think. Like that, sounds cool. So another trick that you can do, for example, you can take any drum rack or any drum sampler that you like, that you use at the moment. For example, we can take the native instrument Matpri. I really like this one. And you take some kits. It has like different kits, 909, 808. Let's take a 808. This one is perfect, has a lot of percussive sounds. And then there's a really cool pack from Alex Kit. I like to use it a lot. It's a sequencer bundle. I think you can buy it on Ableton. It's also works with Max for Live. And I really like this probabilistic sequencer. Looks like this when you drag it in. The first line is the trigger. So when in this 16th note sequencer, when the note will be triggered, then the pitch, so which note does it have, the probability, sometimes you can take it very low, then there's a low probability that this note will be triggered, and another one for pitch if you want to go really crazy. Yeah, so let's try something out. So put on random to get some random notes going. Also turn on the swing. Maybe we go with the pendulum. Sometimes it's really hard to play the right notes that you want. It's a bit low for my taste, so go to MIDI effects, take a pitch, and then let's play with it. That's already quite cool. It complements the groove. I really liked it. Why not? So now we have some nice percussive texture going. So there's another plugin that I like to use when it comes to percussion. I already used it here in the drum section. There's this background noise that I'm also using here. Sounds like this. And I saw there's a lot of like crackles inside. And sometimes it's really cool to use this as grooves or percussion sounds that work in the background or in the higher frequency texture. And so I copied it, put it here, quantized everything, then it sounded like this. Put the transients down, so you have a nice little groove going. And then there's this plugin called Tremulator, where you can adjust the groove even more. It looks like this. You can basically choose the envelope form down here with shape. You can choose different ones. Tooth, like this. Then you can add swing, that we need for sure. Drag or rush, so it's more like rushing or dragging, as it says. And depth. So, and this plugin you can use for anything. We could also use a different example. Let's take any groove of choice. For example, let's stay up here. Let's search something a bit more wild. Let's go in here. Even take something with the kick, doesn't matter. Sorry, it was a bit loud. Let's take this one. Let's filter out the kick first. So now, when you turn on the tremulator, you can adjust the groove to the groove that you are having. Maybe it's better to choose something with a bit more movement. Let's take this one. So this is the original loop. Also, I would suggest to quantize everything, put it into your swing. So with this plugin you can now tweak it the way you want to have it for your rhythm. Maybe let's take the trapezoid. Without the tremolator, I wouldn't fit the groove at all. But like this, get some nice background texture. Yes, I think these are some cool tips that I like to use to get some ideas going. Also, normally when I start with musical ideas, like the pad that I have here, or these percussive sounds, I always start to mix them a little bit, so I can already imagine how they sound later on when I do the pre-masters. And there's actually a really interesting fact. Our left ear and our right ear, they hear differently. So with our right ear, we can hear short and snappy sounds better and clearer than with our left. Our left ear can hear better long notes, melodies, vocals. And with the right ear, it's better to hear snappy sounds or spoken word in this category. So when I go to mixing, and it comes also to the stereo panning and stuff like this, I always have this in my mind, that our ears are working differently. So I always like to put musical ideas in the stereo spectrum a bit more left rather than right. And especially with sounds that I want the listener to hear more clear. So, and with stuff that I want to have a bit more in the background and not so much in the face, I rather put them more right. Because we hear musical ideas clearer and better with our left ear, because our right part of the brain, which is responsible for our left ear, is responsible for working with melodies and stuff like that. So yeah, when it comes to that, I always keep that in mind. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope this little tutorial was helpful, and yeah, see you soon.